What's up, guys? I'm back again. Some important things I gotta say before we start this Raw review. Number one, um, I'm still gonna be doing the podcast, obviously. The usual schedule: Raw, NXT, SmackDown every week, the whole thing, the whole spiel as usual. But I don't know if some episodes are gonna be delayed by a day or two. Maybe I'm not sure because my mom was being annoying about it, so I just was like, why not? I decided to sign up for a cooking class to learn how to cook more foods in my life. And also, I'm actually going to start taking some guitar lessons because I've always been like a rock metal fan, for those who know, on my gaming streams. And I want to just learn guitar. So I'm gonna be taking guitar lessons. So I'm gonna have a busy like week every week now because I'm just doing more things, getting out of the house more, stuff like that. Still always gonna be watching wrestling. Still always gonna be doing the podcast. I'm just letting you guys know though that because of this, the episodes may be delayed by like a day or two, but I'm still gonna get them out. That's all. Second important thing, my usual co-host. Um, he texted me earlier and said he's taking a break in the podcast for a little while because he's having some family issues. I'm not going into detail. I actually don't even know. I can't. If I want to go into detail, I couldn't because I don't even know. He hasn't even told me what's going on. But it's not my business, and it's no one else's business either. It's his private, personal life, obviously, and we're gonna let him handle that on his own. He doesn't need to tell us. So if you're listening, buddy, um, I mean, if you want to text me, whatever, tell me how you're doing, whatever, that's fine. But if you're listening, I hope you're doing good, dude. Don't worry, I'll steer the ship. I mean, I do NXT on my own every week. I can do Raw and SmackDown every week on my own too. I think I'll be all right. I can manage. So I may even get my brother Anthony on as a guest again, or someone else. I don't know, maybe someone to fill in for some episodes. I'm not sure. So if you're listening, buddy, get well soon. We'll miss you, and text me if you want to talk or anything in private, like off the recording, off camera. So yeah, he personal issues. He's taking a little break in the podcast, so it'll be me it'll always be me though. I'll be here either solo or with another guest for a little while. Just so you guys know. That's if you don't hear him for a little bit, that's why. So this one, obviously, I don't have a guest, as you could tell. This one's gonna, so because of that, obviously, this Raw episode is gonna be me on my own. Me doing this one solo. And that's that. So let's get to it though. This Raw was July 13th. I'm recording it the night of. Raw actually just ended like 2 minutes ago as I'm recording this. I'm gonna try to upload it for you guys tonight, the same night, just to get it out quick since it's like I said, it's gonna be a busy week. So, um, yes, let me check if it actually is over. Let me just double check because I was just watching it, but okay, yeah, the main event contract signing just ended, which we'll get to. Yeah, okay, so all right, so yeah, I actually have to go set up the first segment now. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, the show opens with Brock Lesnar coming out. He's with Paul Heyman, and there's 5 police officers in behind them. And Paul pretty much orders him to stand at the base of the ramp to barricade it. Paul and Brock get in the ring. Paul gives him the usual introduction, and he says, they're in Dallas, Texas. He says, "This is the Dallas Police Department." He says, "We may be asking why they're here, and it's a valid question." The answer is Femi. Olva turned down a guaranteed title match against either champion at SummerSlam because that's how obsessed he is with Brock Lesnar. Uh, so Olba is at stalker level. He's obsessed to an unhealthy degree, clinger number 9 territory. Olba isn't just a clinger, not just obsessed, not just a stalker. Paul says he's the biggest dummy he's met in his entire life. Boo all you want. He's telling the truth, and he's not just a big dummy, but he's a really big Nigerian dummy who turned down a title shot like a psycho ex-girlfriend coming after Brock. He says everyone's the same. They talk shit and they get hit, and then they're not so obsessed with Brock Lesnar anymore. There's a bigger problem at hand. It's not just Oba obsessed with Brock. No, Brock is also obsessed with Oba, and that scares Paul half to death. He called Brock during a hunting expedition, and he said he can't wait to get into Hell in a Cell with Oba, and the same during a training session. And he's never seen Brock so obsessive an opponent. That means one thing to Paul: violence. He wants to protect his shekels, so he went to WWE and asked to please get a no-touch clause, and that requires a lot of lawyers and paperwork. So they went to a judge here in Dallas that his father knew and called him some favors, and he got a restraining order on Femi, so he can't come in with he can't come within 100 feet. And truth be told, he got a restraining order on Brock too. Out of years of respect and loyalty to him, he knows that Brock will please adhere to the restraining order because this beast is a law-abiding citizen. And Oba comes out. The cops turn around, rush into the ring to get in front of Brock there instead. Oba gets in the ring and says he came for a fight tonight, but before he jumps into that, he'll give them an opportunity to explain what the hell he is. Paul says he's in violation of a restraining order and tells the cops to do their job. Paul and Brock leave the ring, and one of the cops says he's going to have to place Oba under arrest. So Oba goes down. He goes down and destroys the cops, and it's really fun to watch. What a hero our ruler is. And Oba says, asks where the beast is. He used to run his place, now all he does is run away. And for Paul, he has the audacity to say he threw away a title match, but when they both know, he would have ruined it even if he had gone for it. So at SummerSlam, there's no BS, no low blows. He can't run from the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war. You cannot run from Oba Femi. Yeah, that was that. Then we get a cool little video package of Roman and Seth narrating it. It's about the Shield, and no one else at all. Totally just them. No third person in the group, not at all. And now we go to our next match, which I got set up now. Next match, I apologize. I forgot to put Liv and Raquel at ringside, but yeah, Io Sky versus the Judgement Day's Roxanne Perez. With Judgement Day's Raquel at ringside, and also the Judgement Day's Women's World Champ Liv Morgan at ringside. They're both at ringside for Raquel. I mean, for Roxy, sorry. Banger match, by the way. Io Sky and Roxanne Perez killed it here. This was really good. Banger match. Basically, toward the end, Liv tries to get involved. Io attacks her away, then Raquel, but then Roxanne grabs her into a clutch and counters and basically attacks them both away. And then Io gets a victory roll pin to win. Good match. After the match, Liv tries to attack Io, but Io fends her off. But then that damn numbers game gets involved, and Raquel and Roxanne beat down Io. But then the women's Intercontinental Champion Sol Ruca makes the save, so I guess Sol's still feuding with Raquel for her Sol's belt. Diving senton, tries to attack them, but then pretty much Raquel counters and swings Sol into the barricade and power bombs her into the ring post. Then Liv hits Oblivion on Io, smashes her face from the mat into the mat over and over, and then Liv finishes the attack off by smashing Io in the face of her title belt and opening a cut up on her forehead. And Judgement Day basically stands tall for Io and Sol. Fun stuff. I really enjoyed this. Short but effective. And then we go to our next thing, which I need to set up right now. I'll wait. Yeah, now. Okay. Next thing. This was probably my favorite thing on the show. This was really fun. Division won the World Tag Team titles back last week from the Street Profits, so we're getting a championship celebration from Division. So they all come out, which consists of World Tag Champs, Braun Breaker and Austin Theory, and they're also with Maxine Dupree and Logan Paul. All four of them. Logan gets on the mic first. He says, "Give it up for your new World Tag Champs, Braun Breaker and Austin Theory," and adds that they couldn't do it without the newest member of the team, Division Queen, Maxine Dupree. Maxine gets the mic and then use hold out chance start. Then right away on cue, the Alpha Academy enter, Otis and Akira Tozawa. And the rest of the division kind of mocked them while Maxine's kind of taking the, "come on guys, let me talk to them" type of stance. The Alpha Academy boys get on the apron. Tozawa asks if they can talk. Maxine tells her teammates to clear the ring. Let Tozawa and Otis come in the chat. Tozawa gets all emotional and says, "What are you doing? This isn't you. You're a wonderful human being," because he knows she has a heart, and Austin Theory is all wrong for her. Maxine says she still loves them, and she appreciates that, but they give her a choice. And boos come down. He says they gave her a choice that if she wanted to be with Theory, she couldn't be with them, and she doesn't think that's fair because they don't even know him. Otis interrupts and says he told her Theory is bad news, but again, she says he literally doesn't know him. Otis says he knows her, and he gets emotional. He tries to get the words out. Theory and the Vision lads are laughing. Theory gets up on the apron to make fun of Otis because he thinks he's going to tell her he loves her and just look at him. People like him don't end up with people like Maxine. Theory says she's with him now, so keep your fat, disgusting, musty, crusty, did he say fat? And as he's talking, Otis slingshots him over the rope. Maxine's all distraught. Braun slides into attack. Braun Breaker starts into attack. Otis. Tozawa makes a save and dives on him, but Braun catches him and throws him to the announce desk. Braun goes back in to beat up Otis some more as Maxine begs him to stop. And then Otis recovers and passes Braun. It was basically just back and forth brawl. Otis approaches Theory, but Maxine gets in the way to ask him to back off. She says they can fix this. They just need to talk it out. So Maxine grabs Otis' hand and goes to kiss him. She's kissing him. Austin Theory low blows Otis in the balls. And Maxine basically officially turns on him now. Officially turning heel and joining the division, basically. So she shoves Otis away and starts sucking face with Theory again. Logan gets the breast knuckles down and passes him to Theory so he can lay Otis out of a punch. So Theory grabs Otis by the head and tells him he's a loser. Maxine never liked him. Nobody ever liked him. Back to the bottom he goes. And then Braun spears him. And basically they all just stand tall over to Zab on Otis as Maxine puts her foot on Otis as a show of dominance as the rest of the division stand tall together and they all leave together. This is great stuff. Then we get short little promo videos from Don Castillo, Rusev, Chad Gable, Ethan Page, Dragon Lee, Joe Henry, and John Evans, who are all in that Gauntlet match tonight. It's the number one contendership, number one contender Intercontinental Championship Gauntlet match tonight, and the winner faces Penta for the title at SummerSlam. So that should be fun. But that's later on tonight. Next we have a Jimmy Uso versus Royce Keys, which I got set up. Alright, so next we actually got this match on Friday. We're getting it Monday again. The rematch of Jimmy Uso versus Royce Keys, the rematch. But actually first, before we get there, basically the match is back from the commercial. The match is already in progress. It's an impromptu match booked by Adam Pearce after a brawl broke out on the commercial, so it was impromptu. It was booked out of nowhere, and it was fun. But it didn't last very long. Jacob Fatu comes out and attacks Royce Keys, making Royce win by DQ. And Jacob goes to the floor, gets a chair, saying he tried to warn Royce. He said he didn't want to do this to him, and he rams a chair into Royce's throat. Solo Sikoa's here, and he slides in the ring to chat Jacob. He says he understands blood is thicker than water. He's coming home to the family, and he throws his one up. And Jimmy pops to his feet, smiling, and throws him up his one up as well. And Jacob joins him. Then Solo turns his one to a thumb and lays his brother out for Samoan Spike. That was cool. He attacks Jacob as well. Turns back to beat Deuce down some more, and Jacob cuts him off and gets the better of him. Royce intervenes on Solo's behalf and brawls with Jacob until Jimmy cuts him off with a super kick. Jacob gets the tongue and death grip on Solo. LA Knight's here. He runs out, chair in hand, fends off Jacob and Uso as Solo and Royce recover. LA Knight says he owes both Jacob and Jim for last week. So if they want it, come and get it. If you think he's out of gas, nah. He wants Jimmy in the ring, wants Jacob in the ring. He's sick of the entire bloodline. LA Knight wants him to call Jey Uso, but he's done with the games. He's done with the bloodline, and now he realizes he doesn't have to do it by himself. So he's thinking the Usos and Jacob versus LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo at SummerSlam. They can all walk down here and get slapped back to factory settings so they can put the bloodline in the rearview mirror. Yeah, that was cool. Good stuff. Fun promo from Knight as well. Paul Heyman then congratulates the division backstage. He says Braun Breaker's show, but you don't mess with Braun Breaker. Logan Paul is shooting faster than Conor McGregor. Austin Theory is standing by his woman. And Maxine Dupree, wow. Austin Theory asks if that means they're back together, and Paul says, Maxine was so great out there tonight, what do they need him for? That's crazy. We get hype reel for the Hell in the Cell match with Oba and Brock, and then the Raw GM Adam Pearce is on the phone, and he tells somebody that if they need him there, he'll be there. Interesting. I wonder if that's the rumored Enzo Amore. Oh no. Oba Femi rolls up and Pearce tells him not to worry. Paul Heyman was bluffing. It was phony cops and a phony restraining order, all mind games. Oba says he knows, just scared, and just wait until they see what he does to Brock Lesnar inside of Hell in a Cell. Now we go to the next segment. Okay. Next. Billy's in the ring. She asks Lyra Valkyria to please come down here. So Lyra comes out, dressed in she looks really cool. She looks like a freaking horror character. If you guys ever watched the TV show Supernatural, Lyra looks like a demon girl that Sam and Dean would hunt in the show. Lyra comes out in an all shredded sweater, like she's been living on the street since we last saw her. She looks like she's homeless. Billy tries to get her a mic, and basically Lyra looks away. Billy says she thought they could share their real feelings and apologize. Lyra says she should apologize for holding her back for an entire year, coming out here and looking like a victim. Oh, poor Bailey. Her friends always stab her in the back and leave her in the dust. Well, Lyra's been stabbed in the back herself, and she doesn't make a big deal of it. And if Bailey could step back and see the big picture, maybe she'll understand her own problems. Bayley tries to speak, and Lyra shushes her and says, everything nice she said about Bayley and their time together, she was lying. She says, Bayley isn't a locker room leader, she's a doormat. Her face doesn't belong on posters, and she's always been the worst of the 4 horsewomen. And now Bayley talks. Bayley says she should have known bringing Lyra out here was a big mistake, but clearly she's like everyone else. Not as special as she thinks she is, because she's saying this is the first ever Women's Grand Slam champion, a Royal Rumble winner, and one half of the first ever Women's Tag Team champions. So she's gonna add being Lyra's ass and Madison Square Garden to the list, because she talks to Adam Pearce, and she talks to him, and it's official. They got a match 1-on-1 at the MSG Saturday Night Main Event. Bayley leaves, and Lyra tries to blindside her, but Bayley is one step ahead. They brawl, and Lyra gets the best of her. So in the end, Lyra stands tall by hitting a Bayley to belly, which is pretty cool. Then we get a big hit in our History of the Shield vignette, and a vignette for a mystery man for August 3rd that everybody sure thinks it's for Big Colin Cassidy, actually, and not Enzo Amore. So I don't know. For those of you who don't know, Colin Cassidy. I'm gonna Google him real quick. Colin Cassidy is Big Cass from AEW. So he could be coming in. We'll see. And August 3rd, what is that? What date is that? Hang on. I mean, what day of the week? Sorry. August 3rd is a Monday. Monday Night Raw. So I'm just saying. I don't know. I think he's coming back, basically. But yeah. Now I gotta go to the next match, which I'm going to start now. Okay. So this was a Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Gauntlet match, and the winner of this goes on to face Penta for the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam. So Dominic Mysterio, the AAA Mega Champion, him and Joe Henry start this match. So the first two out. Pretty much toward the end, JD McDonough interferes, and because of that, Dominic Mysterio eliminates Joe Henry. Yeah. Fun start, though. So out comes Javon Evans, so now it's him versus Dominic Mysterio. Also really fun, and basically toward the end, as Dominic's about to move on again, Danhausen's here. He curses Dominic Mysterio, but the wrong ring post explodes. Danhausen has a, oh shucks, wrong one. So Dominic tells JD to take care of him. Danhausen gets some kind of weapon out, and we cut back as Javon springboards. Javon Evans pretty much eliminates Dominic Mysterio. So Javon Evans moves on to the fourth person that's coming out now, Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans is really fun. It's a banger, of course it is. Javon Evans then eliminates Dragon Lee, so he moves on. Rusev comes out fifth, so now it's Javon Evans versus Rusev. Also really fun, and Rusev eliminates Javon Evans, so now it's Rusev and Chad Gable is the sixth person, so now it's Rusev and Chad Gable. And Chad Gable eliminates Rusev to move on, so now Chad Gable fights the seventh and final person, Ethan Page. Now the final two is Chad Gable versus Ethan Page. And toward the end, basically, Ethan Page gets eliminated. Chad Gable wins the match, and he is now fighting Penta for the title at SummerSlam, which, yeah, perfect decision, honestly. Penta comes out, and they shake hands, and good stuff. Really good stuff, actually. I'm very excited for that. That's going to be a banger match. Second. My bad. Just reading some on the article quick, guys. I apologize. But yeah. Okay, so now we actually have to get to our main event. Because the next thing is the main event. That was the last match on the show. Alright. So Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for Roman's World Heavyweight title is the main event of SummerSlam, one of the nights. So this is the contract signing for it. So Raw GM Adam Pearce is in the ring first with the table and the chairs set for the contract signing. Roman gets his entrance out of the way first, tells Dallas to acknowledge him, and then of course Seth makes his entrance and sits down. Seth taunts Roman about the crowd singing his song and drowning out OTC chants. So Seth says he knows this is difficult for Roman, and he knows what he's going through, but some things in life are certain. Death, taxes, and Seth beats Roman every single time. So sign the dotted line so they get this over with. Roman toys the microphone, And finally, he says he wishes Dallas would have come out here and done this last week because Seth came out and bored everyone half to death. But while Seth was boring everyone, Roman was listening and Seth proved him right. Seth is the Tribal Chief's #1 hater. That makes him, Roman pauses he's a hater chance ring out. That's the sad thing, is Seth is sitting here laughing at it, but it's the only thing he's #1 at, and that's what Roman hates the most. He somehow has people confused, thinking they're on the same level, but that couldn't be further from the truth. So at SummerSlam, he's going to show the difference between them and any thought that Seth could ever compete with him and show him what #1 looks like. Roman signs the contract, Pierce goes to collect it, but Seth insists on doing the honors and giving it to him. Seth says he owes Roman a debt of gratitude for keeping his title warm, and he'll take it from SummerSlam and his brother. He'll see you next time you want to show up to work. Seth leaves, and Roman grabs the mic and asks where he thinks he's going. That's it? He's just going to sign and run? Roman asks what happens if Seth does win? What happens? He's going to carry a title for a few months and get hurt again? Don't act shocked. That's what happens every single time. Some would say it's self-sabotage, even because some people just can't handle the weight and the pressure and the burden of being the top guy around here. That makes Seth get rolling in Roman's face. He gets pissed off. Roman pokes him on the shoulder and Seth says, if he's got something to say, just say it. Spit it out. Don't hold back. He's right here. He's not going anywhere. Roman says, everyone's thinking it, and you want to know how he knows Seth is #2? After all these years, he still needs the money in the bank briefcase to become champion. And if you thought that was bad, he had to fake an injury in order to use the damn thing. Seth turns stone serious as Roman continues and says, if there was ever a time for Seth to be #1, his work daddy Triple H is practically running the joint. That was awesome. They give Seth all of his stuff, and he still couldn't walk in his shoes. #2. Call a spade a spade. Seth is #2, always will be. Roman's #1, always will be. Just acknowledge it, bitch. And Seth tells him to tell his dreams that don't mean a thing because none of this is for him. It's all for Roman. Anything he could say, Seth has told him every day for the past 15 years. They're not running the same race, not fighting the same fight. And at some point, Seth had to look in the mirror and be proud of what he stands for and fight for because he is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins. And he is so glad he's not Roman Reigns. Seth decks Roman, beats him down, stomps in the quarter. They get into a big brawl. He's like, where's your bloodline now? He's saying he knows who he is and calling Roman a piece of shit. Seth kicks a chair over, starts to leave. They get into a big brawl. Roman counters with a Superman punch, but then Seth counters him with a power bomb, punching him into the microphone. Pedigree, and Seth stands tall. What a fun way to end the show. That was a really good ending segment. Wow. That was really good. I'm so hyped for this match. Oof, I'm so hyped. This is good stuff. 1 second, guys. I gotta check my notes really quick. This is really good. I'm trying to see if any news is out. Let's go see. Sorry. All right. God, I feel bad. For the last few episodes, there's been like no news that I can talk about. This news has just been very scarce. It's been a slow news month. I don't know. July has been a slow news month. There's been not a lot of news. So I'm just gonna end it here. That's all I can do. I mean, again, like I'm gonna be busy for a bit, but everything will be out just a little bit delayed. So NXT tomorrow night, I'll probably record and upload. If not, it'll be out the next day. That's it for now, guys. Again, my co-host would wish you the best. I'll be steering the ship for a little while. I'll be by myself or for a special guest, but probably myself for now, for the foreseeable future. So just for a few weeks, guys, and then he'll probably be back. Hopefully. That's all for now, though. See you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.